Hello, I'm Erin Maye and today I'll be interviewing Deputy Chief Constable Judith Gillespie. Judith is the first female in the history of Northern Ireland Policing to become a Chief Officer, as she acquired the position of Assistant Chief Constable in 2004 and then went on to becoming the Deputy Chief Constable in 2009. Today we'll be finding out a little bit about her and her work. Hello Judith, thank you for agreeing to meet with me today.
It's my pleasure.
Well, what is it that first led you to pursue a career in policing?
Well, I grew up in North Belfast and it was a very troubled part of Northern Ireland, and my father was a Presbyterian minister and he was very much into cross-community initiatives and bringing the communities together there, because it was a very, very troubled part with very, very strong sectarian tensions. And I suppose it was his influence that instilled in me a sense of heart for the community. And I applied to join the RUC in 1981. And I was turned down twice, and I got in on my third application, so I'm delighted to be here.
What would you say were the main challenges which you face as a female working in a predominantly male profession?
As a woman in the early days, things were very, very different. You had to apply to your sergeant, for example, for permission to wear trousers instead of a skirt, and then only between the 31st of October and the 1st of April, and only on night duty. And when I look back on that, it's just ridiculous, because jumping in and out of a Land Rover in a skirt was really, really difficult, as I'm sure you can imagine. And nowadays, you rarely see female police officers wearing a skirt. It's really only in ceremonial occasions, which is as it should be, because the uniform's much more practical now. So there've been a lot of changes, and there were huge challenges in my early career, but you just got on with it, and you developed a thick skin and developed ways of coping with it. And I have to say I really enjoyed my early career, as I enjoy my career now.
You're the first female in the history of Northern Ireland Policing to become a Chief Officer. This is a very great achievement. Would you encourage other females to join the police force?
Absolutely, yes, I would. And whilst we are not recruiting right now, we will be recruiting, all being well, again towards the end of 2013. So there are opportunities there for young women to come forward and apply to join the police, and I would definitely encourage it. The one note of caution I would give is that policing isn't just a job, it is a way of life. It predominates your whole life 24/7, 7 days a week. And so it's not for the faint-hearted. So if you're not 100% committed, don't bother to apply. But if you're absolutely sure that this is the job for you and you want to give it 100%, then I would encourage you, absolutely. It is a fantastic career, and the great thing about the police service is that you can change your job lots of times without changing your employer. So there are so many varieties of careers in the police service that it's just a fantastic way of life.
What would you say are the main challenges facing Northern Ireland Policing today?
Probably threefold, I would say. First of all, we are facing, sadly, still a severe terrorist threat from dissident Republicans, and that's illustrated with the tragic murder of David Black just a few weeks ago, the prison officer on the M1. And of course we've had colleagues murdered recently as well, Ronan Kerr and Stevie Carroll, and the two soldiers at Mazarine. So we are facing a threat that we had hoped we'd all moved away from, and that's very sad. But bad as it is, it's certainly not as severe as it was when I joined the RUC in 1982. So that's the first challenge. The second is the money. Like every other public sector organisation, we're facing budget cuts and we have to make efficiency savings. And that has a big impact on community confidence when they see the likes of police stations closing, etc. There is immediately a concern that that's going to result in the withdrawal of police services in local areas. So we have to work doubly hard to make sure that the community see neighbourhood police officers and feel safe and reassured in their homes, even if the station is closing. And thirdly is the issue of community confidence. You know, we've got to work so hard to enhance and maintain the community confidence that is growing, I have to say, because people see the organisation becoming more diverse, they see more women, they see more Catholics, they see more diversity in the organisation, and perhaps feel more that it's an organisation that they can have confidence in because it's delivering a good service locally. Getting back to people, keeping them updated when they report crime, all those things, those are the real challenges for us.
I'm sure you will meet any challenges which you will face now and in the future, and I would like to take this opportunity to wish you well in them.
Thank you, Erin. You're welcome. Pleasure meeting you too.
I'm Erin Maye, now back to the studio.